What if one of the smartest players in baseball suddenly forgot the basics? Francisco Lindor isn't just struggling, he's making mistakes that don't make sense. And the deeper you look, the more confusing it gets. Because this isn't just a slump, it's something nobody can explain right now. But the real question is, what did Lindor actually see on that play? It started with a moment that didn't feel real. In a tight game against the Cardinals, Francisco Lindor made a mental mistake that directly cost the New York Mets a one-run game. Not a tough play, not bad luck, just a decision that instantly raised eyebrows. And the strangest part, this is the same player known for elite awareness and leadership. At the time, most people brushed it off, just early season rust, nothing more. But looking back now, that moment feels very different. Because it wasn't just a mistake, it was the beginning of something much bigger. And what happened next made that first mistake look small. Then came the part nobody expected. It wasn't just one mistake anymore. Francisco Lindor completely disappeared at the plate. A .167 average, a shocking .546 ops, 0 home runs. For a player of his caliber, those numbers don't just raise concerns, they raise serious questions. This is supposed to be the engine of the New York Mets offense, a franchise leader, a tone setter. But instead, everything looks off: timing, confidence, even body language. And when performance drops like this, fans don't stay quiet for long. Because now, it's not just about struggling, it's about why. And just when it seemed like it couldn't get worse, it did. Then came a moment that perfectly summed up the confusion. In a key situation against the A's, Francisco Lindor found himself caught completely off guard, trapped off third base with nowhere to go. What should have been a routine scoring opportunity suddenly turned into an avoidable out. And sure, you could argue it may have helped avoid a double play, but that's not how elite players operate. This wasn't instinct, this wasn't pressure, it just didn't make sense. And now, the mistakes weren't isolated anymore. They were stacking up in real time, shifting momentum away from the New York Mets. But what happened next, nobody could believe. And then came the play that left everyone stunned. Bases loaded, routine ground ball up the middle. Marcus Semien fields it cleanly and looks up, expecting Francisco Lindor to be right there at second, but he's not. Lindor is nowhere near the bag, drifting into the outfield for a ball that was never his. In that split second, confusion turns into chaos. A run scores, the defense collapses, and somehow they barely escape with a single out. It wasn't just a mistake, it was completely unexplainable. And the more you replay it, the less it makes sense. Now here, where things get even more confusing. When you break the play down frame by frame, nothing about Francisco Lindor's decision adds up. The ball was clearly not his. There was no angle, no realistic throw, no upside to chasing it. The only logical play was covering second base, and he didn't do it. So what did he see in that moment? Was it miscommunication, a split-second panic, or something deeper affecting his instincts? Because elite defenders don't just abandon fundamentals like this without a reason. And that's when fans started asking a much bigger question: is this a pattern? At this point, it's impossible to ignore what's happening. One mistake, fine, two, maybe bad luck, but this is a pattern. Francisco Lindor has now made multiple costly mental errors in just the first couple weeks of the season, and they're all completely out of character. These aren't physical mistakes, they're decision-making breakdowns. And when that starts happening to a player known for elite IQ, it raises serious concerns. Because now, it's not about one bad moment, it's about a trend that's starting to impact games for the New York Mets. And the team is starting to feel the consequences. And now, it's bigger than just one player. The New York Mets are spiraling, 5 straight losses, swept by a struggling A's team and no answers in sight. Even veterans like Luke Weaver are collapsing late. This isn't a slump, it's a warning sign. And it all leads to one question: how deep does this problem go? So what's really going on with Francisco Lindor? Great players don't just lose instincts overnight. Is it pressure, timing, or something deeper behind the scenes? Because if this continues, it won't just define his season, it could reshape the future of the New York Mets. And we might already be seeing the first signs of it.